Hey everybody, welcome back to the Genus Brewing channel. Today we're here with Joel from Link Foods and Palouse Pint, and we're brewing up a smash recipe using one of his locally sourced and locally malted grains. You want to talk a little bit about what we're doing?
Definitely, thanks Peter. Yeah, so we're Palouse Pint. We're a cooperatively owned, farmer-owned malt house here in Spokane, Washington, and we're working with farms all over the region to malt their grains and then get them to brewers, distillers, and home brewers. So today we're working with a English pale malt, which is made from Baroness barley, grown by Joseph's Granary down in Colfax, Washington, so just about 45 minutes from here. And we're making a smash so that we can really see what that malt tastes like with one grain and one hop.
It's going to be awesome. We have grain that's grown 45 minutes here. We got grain that's malted 5 minutes.
5 minutes,
here.
Yep.
Pretty close. So we're keeping it super local today. So let's take you through the process of doing a smash with some Link Foods malts.
Sounds good.
First, we measured out hot water, about 1.25 quarts per pound of grain. We got it at our induction burner so we can get that heating up and get ready for mashing. Next, we weighed out 14 pounds of the Palouse Pint English Pale Malts. And we got it into the mill. Once our water was close to 170 degrees, we turned off the induction burner and got it into our larger kettle. We're going to be doing a brew in a bag method here. Because of our larger kettle's thermal conductivity, our strike water was down at about 162 degrees, so we were ready to start doughing in. By the time we got all the grains stirred in, our mash temp had dropped down just a little bit below 150 degrees. This reading says 148, but when we took a couple readings a little bit later after letting it rest, we got some that were up close to 150. We let it rest for just over an hour and it held temperature really well. So we took our first runnings because we're going to be doing a batch sparge. We run all the liquid out. We run all the liquid out and then we stir in some fresh hot water for our mash out temperature. We let that rest for about 10 more minutes, and you can see our mash out temperature rose up to about 165 degrees. Is that visible? Yeah, you can probably see. Cool. Good mash out temp. At this point, we already have our first runnings heating up on our induction burner, so we take the rest of the runnings and draw them all out too. All we have to do at this point, once everything's run out, is remove the bag and pour our wort back into our kettle. I don't worry too much about getting every last drop out, because when I remove the bag, more of the wort in there is going to drain into my bucket. I can add this wort later during the boil.
Sweet. It's really not that bad. Just
We get our pot on the burner, get it fired up, and then we add the wort that we've been preheating on our induction burner. We're using 8 ounces total of Cascade in 2-ounce additions. The first one is the very beginning bittering addition that we're throwing in, our 60-minute addition.
still kind of amazing. Peter actually turned.
So we start our timer and let it go. Our next minute is a 20-minute addition, so we add that 40 minutes into the boil. A little before the end of the boil, we remove the kettle from the heat and bring it over to where we're going to be chilling it. We get our pump and chiller hooked up, and then we run out anything that's left over from us cleaning out our pump and chiller. Then we set it up to recirculate. That's when we're going to be adding our flame out addition. We add 2 more ounces of Cascade, and then slowly turn on our counterflow water. Because we're recirculating, this is going to work really similarly to if you're turning on the water in an immersion chiller. We let it recirculate for about 15 minutes, and then we run it into our fermenter. After adding yeast, the only step left is dry hopping, which we'll do in about 5 to 7 days. So it's been a couple of days now and fermentation is taking off. In about 3 more days, we're going to go ahead and add the remaining 2 ounces of Cascade as our dry hop. We'll wait about 5 days after that. Then we'll get it into kegs, cold carbonated, and ready to taste. So be sure to stay tuned for follow-up videos because we will be doing a tasting with Joel where we show you how the final product ends up. Also, another reason to stay tuned is because we're going to have a collaboration video with Bellwether Brewing Company where we'll be doing a session braggot, which will be really fun. And then of course we also will be tasting our speed brews to show you how they ended up and if they are in fact palatable. In the meantime, go ahead and grab a homebrew and we'll see you next week.
Alright, that's the winner. It's still kind of amazing that beer actually turns into something delicious.
Yeah.
So what you put into the fermenter tastes pretty terrible. You know, hopped wort is just so gross.
It's not that great.
No.